Hello everyone, welcome to today's meditation healing, and we are going to the fairy realm. I know you've been waiting a long time for this, but I can only really do it when the guides want it to be done, and today was the day. So I'd like you just to settle down and start relaxing in your body, mind and spirit. I'm just going to draw the Celtic Reiki master symbols into my hands. Yoho, yoho, yoho. Ruish, ruish. Rice. And those are the trees of the yew, Taxus baccata, and the rowan or the mountain ash. So I would just like you now to let the scene of the room fade away from you and just imagine yourself in a woodland glade. There are a number of trees here, but there's a very big one, an ash tree called Rune. 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 This is actually wood from an ash tree, and an ash, as you may know, is Yggdrasil in Norse culture and as well in Anglo-Saxon culture. And I pulled out some cards. I'll list them in the show notes, and the first one I pushed out was divine protection. So we are going to protect now before we begin. So as you are just sitting in the grove, just imagine a shaft of sunlight beaming down upon you and encircling you with the source energy, light, love and protection. It moves around you and through you and within you, creating protection, calming and abundance. And as you look at the Yggdrasil tree, I'd like you now just to imagine the roots growing out of you and down past your hips and knees, down through your feet and down into the ground below you. They will grow downwards and downwards and downwards until they get a foothold in the crystal and mineral pools of the inner earth. And we're working with 3 today. The first one is Kambaba Jasper. And to me, this is Faerie. There looks like a little phoenix or some kind of fairy flying there. And then we have a little gnome face here. This is a stone from southern Africa, and it just reminds me of jungles. Okay, so the Kambaba Jasper is one that it roots in. And then the second one is the rose quartz. So just imagine your roots rooting into a vein of beautiful, nourishing, calming rose quartz. And then finally an energizing and a grounding stone of tiger's eye. You may also see other colours that your roots are going to root into, and of course that's absolutely fine. Okay. All right, so I'd like you now just to breathe out. You should start to feel a bit heavier and a bit more secure. Okay, so we pulled out the Divine Protection card, which we've done with sunlight. And the next card that I pulled for the beginning of our journey is the Wizard. And I'd just like you to imagine and look at that tree in front of you, how it comes to life, and a dog might just be about to run in, so don't jump out of your skin. I have 2 dogs here. And this is the wizard tree, and he has energy, he has life, and he has a doorway. And this doorway opens for you now. And you stand up, knowing that you are well protected. And you enter this tree. Smells and feels a bit different inside here, doesn't it? Inside the world tree Grisel. And the staircase leads downwards, and you start to walk down into the fairy tree now. Deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Downwards and downwards, feeling the heartbeat of the tree, getting warmer as we enter the earth with a steady pace, knowing that you move ever downwards to a place of healing. Through the Rune King of the Wizard, down into the Wise One and the Counselor. And soon you reach the bottom of the tree, and you'll notice that there is a pathway leading out into a green inner forest. The ethereal levels in one of the layers in this tree of life. And it is lush, and it is green, and it is beautiful, and there is so much to see here. Beautiful flowers cascading, vines, gorgeous trees and plants. And you are greeted at the bottom by some of the fairy folk. And they come in divine love, which was the second card I pulled out. Happy, some of them a bit mournful, a bit deeper energies and emotions, but most of them are happy and welcoming. They cascade around your head and they dance about you, and one of them pulls your hand and invites you to walk on. Would you do so now? They tell you that you are going to see the fairy healer. she will provide nourishment and nurture. And her name is Duira. Feel her essence. She may look similar or she may look different. We're working with the essence of the fairy healer. And soon you are led to a little area where there is a soft couch near to the ground made of the softest moss. And you are invited to lie down on this. And the energy of Duira steps forward. Beautiful, calming energy, authoritative. She knows what she will be doing and how to go about it. And you settle yourself down on this beautiful mossy couch and close your eyes, giving her permission to work on your body, mind and spirit. And then breathe out. And the healer starts working upon you. She gets her pendulum and she clears. She holds it over your body and she clears. She also starts incanting some of the runes and Oghams that she has use of. And the first one that was pulled today with the rune dice was Tia or Tiwas. I work with Anglo-Saxon and Norse, and that is both of the names. And let's just draw that and intone it into you. Tiwas, Tiwas, Tiwas. And this is a rune that stands for the god of justice, who sacrificed him part of himself to help. The sign of this rune holds true guidance through the darkness, a favourable judgment for you, luck in the battles that you face in your life, connection to the ancients, but also the green man, the fairy man, the energy which is held within the ancient trees, but also the leafy greens that grow everywhere. Just feeling that energy work within you, keeping you straight as a spear or an arrow. Tears, tear, tear. And to me, this is a symbol of Boudica or Boudicca. She fought her battles. She might not have always won, but she had the courage to do them. And you have the courage to face things. The journey is more important than the outcome. Okay, she imprints that into you now. And the next rune that fell with the dice is Pierth. 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 And it is a dice cup, so let's draw that in for you now, bringing luck, but also the creativity of the womb, the birth of ideas, luck in gaming, pleasure, and a gamble. You may be on the edge of something as well, and this will help with that. Pierce. This is the symbol of the liminal spaces and a doorway into other worlds. But also it may have represented a cup. Are you a half full person or a half empty person? If you are always feeling half empty, change your mindset from empty to full. And just absorb that into your body, mind, spirit, and aura. Breathe out. And then the last rune that fell from the dice is Kinas. Which is ken, to know, knowledge, light. Is an old Anglo-Saxon word as well. Bright light, clarity, knowledge, information gained through discussions. A keen start to things, bravery, being bold and being creative. So just absorb that into your aura. And these are rune dice made of elm. They're so tactile. Just listen to the noise. As the healer shakes them over you. And breathe out. And now, before we work with the magic of the trees, the healer just places these crystals onto you before the next part of the healing. She places the tiger eye on your lower dantian, which is a Chinese word for the energy centers that we use in Celtic Reiki. It is roughly where your sacral is, and this will ground in the healing, so we'll put that there now. And then at the heart center, she is going to put the rose quartz. That is the middle dantian in Chinese philosophy. And then she's going to put the stone of the fairies at your third eye. It's the fairy eyes. And the third eye is the upper dantian called the yin tang point. She's going to place that now at the third eye. Yours, Pierce, Kinas. And now the healer moves on to the Ogham symbols. And we used these Rowan dice to cast. Sorry, not Rowan, they're yew. 'They're Ogham dice. And the first one was Rune. 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 And she draws that down the whole length of your body. And this is the bramble or the grapevine. And it stands for harvest and bounty, psychic senses and visionary states of mind, patience and learning life's lesson, but also happiness, harvest, the vitamin C and pleasure. But some of them do have the thorns, so they can be protective as well. And they are tenacious because they grow wherever they root in, or wherever they lie on the ground. So just enjoy the energy of the moon. And then the Ogham of the apple tree, Quert. 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 And this is a tree that chooses to live where humans live. It likes our activity. It is happy. It brings laughter, life, cleansing, healing. It's beneficial for love and nourishment and living your life and bringing fruition to everything you do. So Quert. 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 And of course we have entered the Rune, the ash tree, which is the other Ogham, which is the stable Ogham that is keeping you grounded. And then the healer picks up the 4 Ogham dice. 2 of them had fallen on their blank side. She shakes these over you and makes the wonderful noise with the yew tree. Ooh. Healing and working its magic over you. And then as you lie here on this couch, suddenly divine light shines down on you again, all the way down your body, lighting you up, helping you feel airy and whole again. And the bliss that comes from this, the contentment and the satisfaction. And then the energy of the Bliss Fairy suddenly sprinkles petals over you like confetti, scented flowers. Just feel this now as it enters your auric field. The rose petals, the jasmine, the buttercups, the wildflowers and the yarrow, the St. John's wort, the fuchsias, the daisies, the chamomile, the apple blossom, and any other plants that come to mind. Just feel its energy and magic work through you to lift you. healer sits you up now. And she walks away for a minute to a little altar that you had not seen. And she picks up a gift and brings it back to you. She presses it into your hand, and then she kisses you on each eyelid, like a mother would do to a child. She then holds her hands up and sends love into your heart center. If you are unsure of what you have been given from her, you may ask her now. You thank the healer, who tells you to come back any time you like, to meet the ancients and the fairy folk, to connect and be at peace with a little bit of magic. And the little fairies who escorted you to her skip around you through your aura, and they lead you back the way you came, through the enchanted fairy woodland. You have your gift, and you have your healing, which has brought you divine protection, divine love, and divine light. And now you reach the tree that you came out from, and you enter the staircase, and you start to climb up the Rune tree, the Yggdrasil ash tree, the wizard. Upwards and upwards you go to your new life, to the new you. You take one last breath in when you get to the top, breathing in the energy of Rune and the grounding smell of wood. And then you exit the tree and you're back in the woodland glade. You sit down with your back against the trunk, and you regrow the roots of the tree out of you and into the ground. Breathe out. Now just let the energy and the vision of the glade fade away, knowing you can return to this inner cove whenever you choose. And then the scene of your room gradually instills itself again within you. and you can relax. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye, friends.